The stage was prepared for what was supposed to be a serious discussion about economic policy. Ivanka opened with a polished smile. "I'm excited for this exchange," she said smoothly, though her tone carried a hint of condescension. "Although I do wonder how much a congresswoman from Texas truly understands about large-scale economic growth." The moderator raised an eyebrow. The debate hadn't officially begun, yet the tension was already rising. Jasmine didn't react emotionally. She met the comment head-on. "I understand enough to tell the difference between real qualifications and influence handed down through family privilege." A low murmur rolled through the audience. It was clear this would not be a routine policy conversation. Ivanka's smile stiffened. "Careful, Congresswoman," she warned. "You might want to think twice before challenging someone in my position." Jasmine tilted her head slightly. "Your position?" she asked. "And what exactly is that?" "Former White House advisor, daughter of a controversial president, or someone who benefited financially from political connections while presenting herself as a self-made business leader." Ivanka's expression darkened. "At least I've built something," she shot back. "What have you created besides controversy?" Jasmine answered calmly. "I've built a career serving voters who elected me. No famous last name. No inherited wealth. Everything I've came from my own work." Ivanka scoffed. "How inspiring," she said sarcastically. "The so-called self-made success story. Except you're only here because you exploit identity politics better than anyone else." The remark hung heavy in the room. The moderator attempted to step in, but Jasmine raised her hand. "We can go down this road if you want," Jasmine said evenly. "We can exchange insults and see who looks worse. Or we can talk honestly about real issues. The choice is yours?" Ivanka leaned back confidently. "I'm not worried," she said. "I have nothing to hide." Jasmine's response was quiet but pointed. "Do you?" Something in her tone caused Ivanka to hesitate. "What's that supposed to mean?" she asked, her certainty slipping. Jasmine shuffled through her notes and pulled one folder forward. "It means people who claim complete transparency often have the most to protect." "Say what you're implying," Ivanka demanded. Jasmine nodded. "All right. Let's talk about your brother." The shift was immediate. Ivanka froze. "Barron has nothing to do with this debate," she snapped. "Doesn't he?" And Jasmine replied, "He's been in the headlines recently, his interview, his emotional questions, his doubts about family history. You've stayed silent, calling it private." "It is private," Ivanka insisted. "Is it?" Jasmine pressed. "Because your family made a habit of dragging other people's personal lives into the spotlight. Your father spent years questioning others' origins and legitimacy. Somehow it's different when it's your family." Jasmine paused. "Different rules for the Trumps." Ivanka clenched her jaw. "You're avoiding the real topics," she accused. "Am I?" Jasmine responded. "Character and integrity matter when discussing leadership and economic policy. And right now, your family's integrity is under serious scrutiny?" "There's nothing to question," Ivanka said firmly. "Then why did Barron publicly ask those questions himself?" Jasmine asked. "Why did he demand DNA tests? Why did he question his own family story?" "He was influenced," Ivanka said, repeating a familiar defense. "By whom?" Jasmine asked. "By inconsistencies. By unanswered questions. By realizing that the story he was told may not fully align with reality." Ivanka stood up abruptly. "I won't sit here for this," the moderator intervened. "Please sit down." "We agreed to a full debate?" "Not if she attacks my family," Ivanka argued. "I'm not attacking," Jasmine replied. "I'm asking the same questions your family asked others. If those questions were fair then, they're fair now." Ivanka remained standing, gripping the podium. "What do you want from me?" "The truth," Jasmine answered. "About Barron. About your family. About the narratives you've built." Ivanka slowly sat down, regaining composure but clearly uneasy. "You don't know what you think you know?" she said. "I know more than you realize," Jasmine replied, opening the folder. Barron's concerns weren't just about immigration status. They went deeper. You're being vague, Ivanka said. Then let me be clear, Jasmine continued, pulling out a document. Barron asked about DNA testing. But that question wasn't just about who his mother is. It was about whether the entire story of his parentage is accurate. The room fell completely silent. Even the moderator seemed unsure how to respond. That's absurd, Ivanka said, though her voice lacked strength. Is it? Jasmine asked. Because timelines don't match. Medical records are incomplete. Birth announcements appeared later than expected. Small inconsistencies that alone mean little but together raise serious questions. You have no proof, Ivanka said sharply. Don't I? Jasmine replied, holding up another page. Hospital documentation from the time of Barron's birth, or rather the unusual lack of it. No standard filing timeline. No physician listed publicly. No complete birth records available the way they normally are. Ivanka's hands trembled as the weight of the moment settled over the room. Records can be sealed for privacy. Especially when powerful families are involved, Ivanka argued. Jasmine nodded slightly. That's true, she said. But even sealed records usually leave a trail. Dates, confirmations, basic documentation showing a birth happened where and when it was claimed. In your brother's case, that trail is unusually thin? Ivanka swallowed. What exactly are you implying? She asked, though her voice suggested she already feared the answer. I'm saying, Jasmine replied carefully, that the public story surrounding Barron's birth may not be complete. I'm saying there could be reasons he's questioning his own origins. And I'm saying your family may be concealing something important. Ivanka stood abruptly, the chair scraping loudly against the floor. You can't make claims like that without proof. You're right, Jasmine said calmly, which is why I'm going to explain the evidence. She laid several documents across the podium, clearly visible to the cameras. These are hospital records obtained legally. They show Ivanka Trump was admitted to a New York hospital on the day. Barron was reportedly born, but she was released roughly 6 hours later. No record of childbirth. No newborn listed. Just a short visit for minor medical care. They're fake, Ivanka said quickly, panic creeping into her voice. They are certified copies, Jasmine replied. Stamped, signed, and verified. If they're fake, then that hospital committed serious fraud. Are you prepared to make that accusation publicly? Ivanka hesitated, opening her mouth before closing it again. And there's more, Jasmine continued. She lifted several photographs. These images show Ivanka in the weeks leading up to the reported birth. In some photos, she appears heavily pregnant. In others taken only days apart, she appears noticeably less so. The visual timeline doesn't align? Photos can be misleading, Ivanka said weakly. They can, Jasmine agreed. But dozens of photos over months tell a story. And that story doesn't fully match the official timeline. Those inconsistencies are exactly what your brother noticed. Ivanka slowly lowered herself back into her chair, her face drained of color. Why are you doing this? She asked quietly. Jasmine didn't hesitate. Because your family built its political power by questioning other people's legitimacy. By demanding proof of birth, citizenship, and identity. Your father spent years insisting Barack Obama wasn't American, even after documents were provided. So now I'm holding your family to the same standard. You're trying to destroy us, Ivanka said. No, Jasmine corrected. I'm asking for accountability. There's a difference. The moderator finally spoke up. Congresswoman, these are serious claims. Do you have definitive proof? I have enough evidence to justify investigation, Jasmine answered. Enough contradictions to raise valid questions. And a family that refuses transparency despite demanding it from others. Ivanka straightened, trying to regain control. This is circumstantial, she argued. Speculation. Your father's birther campaign was based on far less, Jasmine replied. At least I have documentation and inconsistencies in the public record. He had none. Don't make this about race, Ivanka snapped. It's always been about race, Jasmine said firmly. Your family's politics have relied on portraying certain people as outsiders. And now that those same tactics are directed at you, suddenly it's unfair. This is an attack, Ivanka insisted. No, Jasmine said. It's equal scrutiny. It's asking why your family should be immune from the standards you imposed on everyone else. Ivanka's voice rose. My brother is struggling. He's vulnerable, and you're exploiting that. He's struggling, Jasmine replied, because he's realizing the stories he grew up believing may not be fully true. That's not my doing. That's the result of whatever your family has been hiding. There is nothing hidden, Ivanka said, though the words sounded hollow. Then explain the records? Jasmine challenged. Explain the 6-hour hospital stay. Explain the missing physician names. Explain the lack of a standard birth certificate filing. Explain the gaps. Ivanka searched for answers. Wealthy families use private doctors. Home births. Arrangements that stay out of public records? Sometimes, Jasmine acknowledged. But your father was already a public figure. The birth of his son would have been widely documented. There would be announcements, confirmations, something. Instead, we have fragments that don't fit. You're turning privacy into conspiracy, Ivanka said. Or, Jasmine countered, I'm seeing what Barron saw. The unanswered questions. The missing pieces. The silence. Ivanka paced behind the podium. Even if there were irregularities, and I'm not admitting there are, why does it matter? He's my brother. It matters, Jasmine said, because your family made everyone else's personal history public. You can't demand transparency from others and hide behind privacy yourselves. What do you want from me? Ivanka asked, her voice cracking. The truth, Jasmine said gently. Whatever it is. I want you to give your brother the answers he's searching for. Stop deflecting. Stop attacking. Address the questions honestly. I can't, Ivanka whispered. The room went silent. Cameras zoomed in as the moment landed. Why not? Jasmine asked softly. Ivanka looked up, tears forming in her eyes. Because I don't know the whole truth, she admitted. I was told things. I accepted them. I never asked for proof. I accepted what I was told because they're my family, Ivanka admitted quietly. The confession landed heavily. The audience remained frozen in silence. Jasmine broke it gently. Then maybe it's time to start asking those questions, she said. Not for me, not for the media, but for Barron. He has the right to understand his own identity. Ivanka hesitated. And if the truth isn't simple? She asked. If it's not the version we've always told. Then you face it honestly, Jasmine replied. You accept that families are complicated. You stop pretending everything is clean and straightforward. Sometimes the stories we grow up with aren't complete. Ivanka wiped her eyes, her carefully composed appearance unraveling. You don't understand what you're asking, she said. If this is investigated, if questions are officially raised, if the truth comes out, whatever it is, it could destroy everything. My father's legacy. Our family name. Barron's sense of who he is. Jasmine responded without hesitation. His sense of identity is already damaged. He's already questioning everything. That harm has already happened. Now the only choice is whether you help him find real answers or continue hiding behind falsehoods. Ivanka sank back into her chair, her public persona completely gone. I don't know how to help him, she said softly. I don't even know where the truth ends and the lies begin. I've been part of this family my entire life, and I'm only now realizing how much I don't actually know. Jasmine leaned in. Then tell us what you do know. Ivanka glanced at the cameras, then down at her folded hands. I know my father is complicated. I know he doesn't always tell the truth. I know appearances have always mattered more than reality in our family. We learned to project an image, no matter what was happening behind closed doors. Jasmine nodded. And Barron? She prompted. Ivanka's voice dropped. I remember when he was born or when we were told he was born. Melanian was in the hospital, but everything was rushed. Extremely private. More secretive than the births of my father's other children. I remember thinking it was odd, but I didn't question it. No one did. Or if they did, they stayed quiet. What made it feel wrong? Jasmine asked. All of it, Ivanka said. The timing, the secrecy, my father controlling every detail of the announcement. Normally he loved attention. He loved spectacle. But this was different, controlled, guarded. As if something was being hidden? Jasmine suggested. Ivanka paused. I don't know, she said honestly. Maybe he just wanted privacy for once. I want to believe that. I want the simple answer. But after Barron spoke publicly, after seeing how deeply he's questioning, I can't ignore the doubts anymore. Jasmine leaned forward. What doubts? Ivanka looked up, her eyes swollen and red. I wonder if Barron is right to ask questions. I wonder if we've missed something important. I wonder if my brother's identity is exactly what we've always believed. The room erupted in noise. The moderator attempted to regain control, but it was too late. Ivanka Trump had just acknowledged uncertainty about her own brother's origins on live television. Ivanka seemed to realize what she had said. Wait, I didn't mean you're not saying anything definitive, Jasmine said firmly. You're saying the questions aren't irrational. You're saying there may be something worth examining. I'm saying I don't know, Ivanka said, shaken. I'm saying maybe none of us know as much as we thought. Then let's find out, Jasmine replied. She pulled out another document. This is a formal request for DNA testing. Not just limited testing, but comprehensive analysis. Testing that can answer the questions Barron is asking about his biological parentage. Ivanka stared at the paper. You can't force this. I'm not forcing anything, Jasmine said. I'm offering clarity. If there's nothing to hide, the results will confirm everything. The speculation will end, and if it doesn't? Ivanka asked. Then you'll have the truth, Jasmine said. And the truth, whatever it is better than living with uncertainty. Ivanka reached for the document, then hesitated. My father would never allow this. Why? Jasmine asked. If everything is as claimed, why resist? Ivanka exhaled sharply. Because he hates being questioned. Because control matters more to him than certainty. Because admitting uncertainty would feel like weakness. So he'd rather his son live with doubt? Jasmine asked. Ivanka didn't respond. The silence was answer enough. That's what you're protecting, Jasmine said quietly. Not truth, not integrity. Your father's ego. His control over the narrative, even if it costs your brother his peace. It's not that simple, Ivanka murmured. It is, Jasmine replied. You have a choice. Protect the secrets or help your brother find the truth. You can't do both. Ivanka finally picked up the testing request, her hands trembling. If I do this, it could tear my family apart? Your family is already fractured, Jasmine said. Barron is searching. Your stepmother is offering documentation. Your father is clinging to control. The damage is already done? Ivanka looked down at the paper. You make it sound easy. It isn't, Jasmine acknowledged. It's probably the hardest thing you'll ever do. But it's necessary for Barron, for truth, and for the principle that no family should be above accountability. Ivanka swallowed. What exactly would this test prove? It would establish biological relationships, Jasmine explained. It would confirm parentage. It would answer the core question of who Barron is. And if the answers aren't what we expect? Ivanka asked. Then you face reality, Jasmine said. Because facing a hard truth is always better than living inside a comfortable lie. Ivanka slowly set the document down on the podium. I need time to think. You've already had time to think, Jasmine said firmly. Barron is hurting right now? Every day you wait is another day he lives with doubt and emotional pain. Ivanka responded quietly. He's not the only one suffering. This situation is tearing all of us apart. Then stop it, Jasmine urged. Choose truth. Be the person in your family who finally puts honesty above image. Ivanka scanned the room, the audience, the cameras, the millions watching from home. If I do this, she said slowly, there's no turning back. That door already closed, Jasmine replied. Barron's interview changed everything. These questions are public now. They won't disappear. The only decision left is whether you help uncover the truth or continue protecting the cover-up. Ivanka rose from her chair, gripping the form tightly. "You've trapped me," she said. "No," Jasmine corrected calmly. "I've shown you a way forward. Whether it feels like a trap or a release depends on what you're holding onto, the truth or the lie." Ivanka hesitated. "Why does this matter so much to you?" she asked. "Why do you care?" "Because your family spent years demanding proof from others," Jasmine answered. "Birth certificates, records, evidence of belonging. You questioned people's identities and legitimacy. And now that the same standard applies to you, it's suddenly called unfair. Equality means no one is above scrutiny, especially the powerful." Ivanka stared down at the document. "If I move forward with this, my father will cut me off." "Maybe," Jasmine said. "Or maybe he'll respect you for standing for something real, for choosing truth instead of protecting a false story." Ivanka let out a bitter laugh. "You don't know my father." "I know enough," Jasmine replied. "He demands loyalty. He punishes dissent. He controls narratives at any cost. But I also know you still have a choice to live under that control or finally step out from it." Ivanka wiped her eyes again. "This is bigger than me." "Exactly," Jasmine said. "It's about Barron. It's about truth. It's about whether powerful families can hide behind influence or whether everyone answers for their claims." The moderator interjected. "Miss Trump, you don't need to decide this on live television." Ivanka shook her head. "I do. If I walk away without committing, I'll convince myself not to act. I know myself. I know my family. If I'm going to do this, it has to be public, so I can't retreat later." Jasmine nodded. "That may be the most honest thing you've said tonight." Ivanka looked straight into the camera. "I will push for comprehensive DNA testing," she said. "For Barron to give him answers. For my family to finally address these questions. And for myself because I'm tired of living with uncertainty." The room erupted gasps, whispers, scattered applause as the moderator struggled to regain control. Jasmine leaned back calmly. "That's a beginning." "A beginning?" Ivanka asked. "What more do you want?" "Follow through," Jasmine replied. "Fight for this. Even when your father resists. Even when your family pressures you. When it gets uncomfortable, I want you to stay the course." Ivanka studied her. "You don't trust me." "I don't trust your family," Jasmine said plainly. "They've earned that skepticism. But I'm willing to give you the chance to prove you're different." Ivanka nodded slowly. "Fair?" Jasmine then pulled out another file. "There's more." Ivanka stiffened. "You're not satisfied with tearing apart one issue. You want everything." "I want accountability," Jasmine said. "The same level of scrutiny your family demanded from everyone else: business dealings, finances, timelines, relationships. All of it." "This is too much," Ivanka protested. "Is it?" Jasmine countered. "Your father demanded Obama's records, birth, education, finances. He questioned everything. I'm asking for identical transparency." "He's not president anymore," Ivanka said. "But he wants to be," Jasmine replied. "And if he runs again, these questions matter. The public deserves honesty from the family asking for power." Ivanka sank into her chair, overwhelmed. "What else have you found?" Jasmine spread additional documents across the podium: financial figures that conflicted with public claims, charitable donations that never materialized, business arrangements involving foreign interest, and relationships misrepresented to the public. "That's common among wealthy families," Ivanka muttered. "Maybe," Jasmine said. "But not every wealthy family campaigns on moral superiority and transparency. Your father promised to expose corruption. That means his family must meet a higher standard." Ivanka rubbed her face wearily. "You planned this long before tonight." "Yes," Jasmine admitted. "After Barron spoke out, I realized this was the moment to force accountability, to apply equal standards to a family that's avoided them for too long." "And you chose me," Ivanka said quietly. "I believed you might be honest," Jasmine corrected. You've always tried to present yourself as the reasonable one, the Trump with principles beyond pure self-interest. So yes, Jasmine continued, I'm testing that image. I want to see whether there's real substance behind it. Ivanka lifted her chin. And if there isn't? Then you'll prove you're no different from the rest of your family, Jasmine said evenly. All branding, no backbone. Big talk about values, but no willingness to stand by the truth. The choice was stark. Ivanka could retreat into loyalty and confirm that she was simply another defender of the family narrative, or she could step forward into honesty and risk losing everything familiar to her. You're asking me to choose between my family and the truth, Ivanka said. No, Jasmine replied. I'm asking you to choose between protecting falsehoods and accepting reality. Your family won't disappear, but the relationships may change. You might lose approval, especially from your father, but you'll gain something far more important: integrity. Ivanka stared at the pile of documents spread across the podium. How long have you been sitting on all of this? Months, Jasmine admitted. I didn't rush it. I verified every detail. I made sure every claim could be defended. I wasn't going to move until I was certain. And now you are? Ivanka asked. Now I am, Jasmine said. The only uncertainty left is what you're going to do. Ivanka walked slowly to the edge of the stage, looking out at the audience. If I help expose this, she said, my father will destroy me. He'll use his influence to ruin my credibility, my future, any chance I have at a public life. That's likely, Jasmine agreed. He's done it before. Why would you be spared? Ivanka turned back. Then why should I do this? Why sacrifice everything? Because it's right, Jasmine said plainly. Because your brother deserves answers. Because the public deserves honesty. And because sometimes doing the right thing costs you everything and you do it anyway? Ivanka laughed sharply. That's easy to say when it's not your family, your life on the line. Jasmine's voice hardened. You think I haven't paid a price? I live with threats. My motives are attacked daily. My character is questioned constantly. My right to exist in public life is challenged. But I keep going because someone has to. If people don't stand up to power, nothing ever changes. Ivanka met her gaze. You want me to become like you? I want you to be truthful, Jasmine replied. If that makes you like me, fine. If it makes you something else entirely, that's fine too. Just stop participating in lies. The moderator attempted once more to steer the discussion back to economics. Perhaps we should— No, both women said at the same time. They exchanged a brief look. Surprised. Ivanka spoke first. This matters more than policy. This is about truth and accountability. We need to finish this. Jasmine nodded. For once, we agree. Ivanka returned to her podium, visibly weighed down by the decision forming inside her. If I move forward, she said, if I support DNA testing and cooperate with your investigation, I need something from you. What? Jasmine asked cautiously. Honesty, Ivanka said. Is this really about accountability? Or is this about destroying my family politically? About stopping my father from ever running again? Jasmine paused, then answered directly. It can be both. I believe deeply in equal standards and accountability. And yes, I also believe your father has harmed this country and that exposing the truth could affect his political future. I won't pretend otherwise. Ivanka seemed caught off guard. At least you're not pretending. I won't lie about my motives, Jasmine said. But that doesn't make the facts disappear. Your family built a political identity on certain claims. If those claims aren't true, the public has a right to know, regardless of why that truth comes out. Ivanka nodded slowly. That's more fair than I expected. I'm not trying to trap you, Jasmine said. I'm demanding accountability. Is there really a difference? Ivanka asked. From where I stand, it feels like my family is targeted while others get a pass. Then hold everyone accountable, Jasmine replied. I'm not afraid of equal standards. The difference is that when Democrats face questions, investigations follow. With your family, money, power, and legal pressure shut things down before answers are reached? Because many of those investigations were political attacks, Ivanka said. Some were, Jasmine acknowledged. But all of them? Or is that just the excuse used to avoid scrutiny altogether? Ivanka had no answer. Jasmine gathered the documents into a neat stack. Here's my proposal. I'll give you copies of everything. Review it, verify it. Challenge anything you think is wrong. If I'm mistaken, I'll correct it publicly. And if it all checks out? Ivanka asked. Then you help push for answers, Jasmine said. You support DNA testing? You push your family to provide transparency. Ivanka looked down at the papers. And if I do that? Then regardless of the outcome, Jasmine replied, you'll have proven you're more than a last name. You'll have shown real integrity. Ivanka studied the stack silently. I need time, she said, to review this, to think, to figure out how to approach my family. You have 48 hours, Jasmine said. After that, everything goes to the media with or without your cooperation. But it's better if you're part of it. Better for you. Better for Barron.